Okay, namaste, fist bump, welcome to the channel. My name is Angus and sometimes I make stuff in the gym, so hit like and subscribe. Today we're gonna make a leg extension or rack mounted leg extension machine. These things are cool, loads of companies are making them. My rig there is from Black Box. They make one, but it's like £399, which is really expensive, and you could buy a dedicated machine for cheaper than that. But having a rack mounted one is cool for saving space. So what we got here is, this is the mount. This one is stolen from a landmine, so this bit here clips onto a rack and the landmine went here. The landmine's been removed. This is from Mirafit. Pretty much most of the stuff here I've got is from Mirafit, and the holes are drilled out to 16 mil, so I can use a 16 mil pin to go out. So that's the shackle that you need. The next piece is this brace. This is also from Mirafit. The other thing you could use is a strip. Rogue make one, Mirafit make one, and they're strips sort of like this. I've got one behind here. Don't know if you can see, wall mounted. You could use one of these as well, and they're about $39.99 or $49.99, depending which one you want. But we only need a segment out of this. So I'm gonna use this one because I've got this one spare, and it's got this bit at the end and this bit at the end that I don't need. So I'm gonna cut a segment out. To find out how much you need, you should measure from your ankle to the middle of your knee, which I've done. So measuring from my ankle to middle of my knee, which is about 41 centimeters. That's how much you wanna cut out. Some people might be taller than you, so add a little bit of length to your thing. So that's my 41 centimeters measured there. And what I've done is I've just measured this. There's a wee hole here just out of frame, and then there's a hole here. So what I've done is I've just gone one hole further over this side and one hole further this side, just to add a bit of length, and just so my end bits that I'm going to use for a different project are safe. So I'll draw a line and I'll need to cut this with some sort of metal cutting device. So this is the tool I've got. This is a sort of grinder from Lidl's. It wasn't very expensive. Backpack. So I'll cut these ends off. So top bit's cut, all needs to get cleaned up. This is a bit loose in here. This is not the final bit, but this is to give you an idea of what it will look like. Okay, so we've cut the box section out, and then what I've done is these two holes here, I've widened them out with this hole widener. I'll show you why in a second. This is widened to the right size, but this is too big on there. I don't know if you can see that. That's too big on there, so we'll come up with that solution in 2 seconds. And the reason I've widened these holes with this widener is I bought this pad. So this is probably the most expensive part, or one of the most expensive parts. There are solutions to make one of these for yourself, but I bought this one from Extreme Fitness, and it's a single leg roller that fits onto a rack. So I widened out this hole here. This just fit through the holes. I did 2 holes for 2 different leg lengths. You could do more holes going up if you wanted to. So that tightens on there. There is a little bit of a gap, but you could just use a little washer in there. Now I'll set up the top part. And what I'm gonna need are some bearings and a bolt. So these bearings have a little lip on them, so when they go in to that hole, they don't go all the way through, they stick there. So that's okay, got the bearings on this bolt here. I'll push 2 in the side of this outside bit here, and they clip in nicely, and then I'll get 2 on the top bit here. This will still create a little bit of a gap. So what I've done is I've just cut out a couple of bits of MDF. I'll line those up, and I'll get this squidged on here. So that's on with the bearings. Those bits of MDF hold it tight, cut around the red lines to make it on. That bolt is too long, but that's the only bolt I had, so I'm gonna have to pack that out with washers, which is not gonna look nice. And this bolt, I'm gonna leave this on the outside, so I'm gonna use the leg on the other side. So here's the first sort of test run of it. The leg is on, it's nice and wide, up and down. This is secure here, has a little bit of play on the rack. If I move that side to side, has a little bit of play. That's mostly coming from here. You could stuff something in there, but I don't think that should be too bad. I'm just gonna use this pin here to add some weights on, just to get a feel for it, but I'm gonna use a weight horn on here eventually. I'm gonna put it on that way just so it locks in. Set myself up on the box. So here, onto there. So yeah, got a little bit of sideways movement. Just something needs to lock this into place. I'll hold that up, then it's all right. It's not perfect. Also, this here is a 16-inch, and this rack is slightly bigger. I think it's 20. So there's a bit of movement inside there that needs to get locked down. Might drill this out. Also, might buy another leg pad to put here, so my legs actually go over the leg pad and go for it. But so far, so here's it mostly finished. It's set up on this rack, which is 16 mil. There is a little bit of sideways movement, and this is just held on with a pin. I need a proper pin to hold that on. It's just a 5 kilo weight. I'll do a couple of demos.